Hello everybody, my name is Chris and I am the founder of Luki Bike Adventures, and I'm working on a specialized HotRock that we're trying to get ready for spring so that I can take some kids out trail riding and mountain biking and just having fun like that. We are a nonprofit trying to introduce kids who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to the outdoors through mountain biking, and I think that's pretty awesome. So, with all that being said, right now, I'm putting this back on to here. And this is a pretty easy job, and you don't need a whole lot to do it. To take this off, you need a specialized tool. But to put it on, all you need is a 14 millimeter socket and the bolt that came off of it. It's probably this size. I mean, maybe it could be something different, I suppose, but it's probably something similar to this. And so this is a square, and this is shaped like a square. Now, the big controversial thing about this is, this is metal, and you've got metal here, and you always think, don't have dry bare metal on bare metal, right? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're always supposed to put some grease on there. This is the exception, and this blew my mind. I'm like, what? Because normally I would put just like a super thin layer of grease on here so that it'll slide on. You don't have bare metal on metal. However, when I went to UBI out in Oregon and took a 2-week bike mechanic certification course, they told us do not put grease on here. In fact, they actually even recommend cleaning it with some rubbing alcohol or degreaser or whatever to make sure that you don't have any grease on here, because you want to have friction. That's kind of what's holding it on, and you want to have enough friction that it, I don't completely understand the why, but you want to have friction there. You don't want to have the grease there. And so it's like a wedge type of shape. It tapers outward. And so you want it to slide on, and every time you slide it off and on, I think it's like some material is removed, and honestly, I don't remember. But that's what I was told, and I remember it because everyone was like, "What? No way." And then I came back to work and told my coworkers, and they were like, "What? No way." But, I trust those guys. They've been teaching a lot of people how to be bike mechanics for a long time, and they have really knowledgeable people working there. And so if that's what they said to do, then that's what I'm going to do. So, cleaned off that with some alcohol. I also cleaned the inside of this guy, and I'm just going to slide it on there. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, there's grease inside here already. This bolt is going to go into the center here, so I'm just going to put that on there. And where's my the other part of this guy? I don't know. I'm just going to put that in there, and you can just screw it into place. You just screw it right in. Super easy. Screw it right in. There we go. If I could find the thingy, which I can't. It's somewhere around here. And as you tighten that, assuming you have something that you can bolt this on with, and I do. I just don't know where. Here we go. I left it over there. So I just grabbed one of these guys, breaker bar or whatever. And as you tighten that on, it pushes it and that's where you could get a torque wrench and get it up to 40 is where we usually put it. 40, not foot, Newton meters. There you go. And then that's basically it. To take it off, you do basically the opposite. So we're going to take this off. I didn't mean to put it on so tight because I knew I was going to just take it right back off. There we go. So, all right, take that off of there. Except now it's still on because of that wedge deal. And you're not going to be able to just pull that off. So there's something called a crank puller, which is this guy. And there's a couple of different versions of this, but they really work the same. They're just kind of slightly different styles. One has basically a handle built into it. And so you want to loosen this up. So basically here, it's two pieces. I'm just going to take it all off. All right, so you got these two parts. So this part screws into the crank itself, and then this screws into this guy. And so just pretend like that's on the inside. And as you screw this in, it pushes, and this is connected to the crank. And so it's pushing on the center, and it basically pushes this right off. So you screw this in here. And it doesn't have to be super tight, just get enough, just hand tight is fine. Because now we can use this, it's going to push that. And now we screw this guy on. Again, hand tight. And then you can go a few different ways. You can either grab, it's a 15 millimeter, so if you've got one of these, or a ratcheting one works great. You can go with one of these guys. I have a deep socket type of guy that I'll put on there, and that works as well. So just whatever you need to do to put that on there, and you're tightening it, which seems weird until you realize it's pushing it off of this guy, and that's it. And so that's how you get that off, and that's a specialized tool. Can't get it at hardware store. You have to either get it online or at a bike shop, but they're not super expensive. And it's one of those things where, maybe there's a way to get this off without it, but it's going to be a lot messier and a lot harder, and probably going to end up damaging something. So, I feel like this was, I want to say $10 on the high end of things. I don't think it was more than 10. I want to say it was like 7, but I'm not sure. And it seems like prices keep going up on things, so who knows. All right, but that's it. So I'm going to put this right back on here. When you're doing this, you want to be conscious of the fact that you do want to have the chain on. So, it might be easier to put that on now. Additionally, you want to pay attention. I feel like everybody's probably done this at least once. When you're putting the other side on, make sure it's going in the correct orientation, like up like that. And so you don't have because you can put them on in like funky ways like that. Make sure you're going up and down. That goes without saying, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You need to be that way, but it's very easy to not pay attention and put it on in a wonky way. So just watch out for that. And that's it for this one. This is a pretty straightforward process on this guy for once. So I'm just going to put this back together, and we're all set with the bottom bracket. All right. Like and subscribe. Check out the links below. If you're able to make a donation, please do, or offer some words of encouragement, or whatever you feel like doing, whenever you're compelled to do. But I do appreciate all the likes and subscribes and the follows and whatever else on all the various social medias. That does help the algorithm and all that. All right. Thanks a lot.